Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I wanted to compare two of my favorite King James Version Bibles, the Turquoise and the Concord, both from Cambridge. Both of these are older settings. The Concord was designed in the 50s, and the Turquoise was designed in the 20s. Quick look here. Turquoise, this one is blue goatskin. The blue is an exclusive from evangelicalbible.com. From them, it's also an exclusive in brown. From Cambridge, it's available in black and in black calf split. And the Concord, this is also a goatskin edition, and it's also available in calf split. So, quick look, both are edge-lined liner. The Turquoise is leather, while the Concord is synthetic. Alright, so we have a few presentation pages here in the front. Let me get it over here in the screen, in the shot there where you can see it. A couple of family records in the front. And this one, I believe, also has the same pages. So we have, well, similar pages. So we have some family records there in the front. This one has 28 GSM paper. This is Endopaque. So this is the high-end premium paper, about the highest premium that you're going to get. Super premium. But it's really thin, but it's also very opaque. It gets, let's see, it has translator to the reader. And then we get into our text. And then the text is 11-point font, verse by verse, with let me get it up here, we can see. Verse by verse with pronunciation marks in the text, and then center column reference, and the references are near the verses they go with, and it uses the back and forth design. So you have A over here, B over here, C, D, E, F, back and forth this way, all the way down. Now the advantage in this is that the references and the footnotes are next to the verses they go with, and these are the translator's footnotes. This one also includes the reference and footnote keys in the text. This one is a red letter edition. It's a nice red too. I like that red. It's a nice red. And let's see, this one has similar paper. Actually, this might be the same paper. This includes the translators to the reader. And then we get into our double column text, verse by verse. This one also has self-pronouncing marks in the text, but it uses the bold reference system. The references are, and the footnotes are next to the verses they go with, but they don't have markings in the text to alert you to the reference or the footnote. This is a better text for reading, in my opinion, especially if you're trying to read preaching or something like that. I don't like to see little marks and things in there when I'm preaching, because it can almost be a little bit distracting. Not always. I mean, it's not that hard. But if I had it, the option with or without, I'll go without. This one is black letter, but the Concord is also available in red letter. And then in the back here, we both have two ribbons. We have a glossary. And this is words that are no longer in use, words that have changed in meaning, archaic words. A nice concordance. It's in paragraph, double column, really good concordance. Lots of information in there. And then a Bible dictionary, which is very useful. Of course, it's going to have a few things that you might or might not agree with, but it does have a lot of good information here, like Christ, and then it has names and titles. Really good stuff there. Good tables. Lots of information in there. And then in the back of the dictionary we have Harmony of the Gospels. And then we have books. All about the books. And then we have our maps. Now this has the index to maps. This is the updated. Anytime you see them in color, that's the updated. The newer versions. And then it has nice colorful maps. 15 maps. And this one, back and forth here, back and forth. This one has the concordance. Let's look here. Has the same concordance, but it's been reset in a digital font, and it has 3 columns, but it also has the paragraph. It's exactly the same as far as the information. And then back here we have our index to maps in color-coded index to maps, and then our maps. Now these maps are the same, but they're well, depending on which model of that you get, but they're currently the same. And then you get a lot more color in these. Really colorful, really bright. It's almost a little bit too bright, sort of, but I do like it. And that's it. Now let's look at the sizes. The turquoise is 9 3/4 by 6 1/2, almost by almost 1 1/2, not quite. Depends on where you measure, depends on how you measure. Let's see here. Measurements are measurements, but let's see what we got here. Almost 1 1/2 at the spine, and then they do kind of go down there. So for this one, we have 8 and a little over 8 1/2 by 6 by 1 and just a touch over 1 1/4. Just a hair over 1 1/4. I love this size. For carrying around, this is the one I'm going to take. For preaching, I actually like to preach from this one more. The reason is I've never wanted that font to be anything different than it is. I have a few times wanted this font to be a little bit larger. Just a few times. I guess that's usually when my eyes are tired. But I don't have any issues reading from it. Never had any issues reading from this one. Both are great readers. If you like to read from verse by verse, both are excellent for reading. The only advantage in the text between the two is that the Concord does not include the markings, the markers, the keys for the references and translation notes, whereas this one does. You know, this just depends on what you like. Now, if I'm preaching from my own church, I'll use this one most of the time. If I'm preaching at someone else's church, I take this one because this is a better design for carry, in my opinion. I prefer that size. I mean, that's my favorite size for carry. Let's take a look at the weight. There's not really a lot of difference in their size and weight. But there's a little bit. Let's see what we got here. There's another advantage in the Concord. We'll see that in just a minute. The turquoise is 2 pounds, 6.4 ounces. And the Concord, 1 pound, 11.6 ounces. So not a big difference, but enough difference that it might be a deciding factor for you. And let's see. Let's get this put up. See, Concord is also available in red letter. And this is the calf split. Now, I don't have the turquoise and calf split, but it's going to be the same as this, which is a good, durable leather. I actually like it. I like it a lot. Opens really well, lays flat, no problem at all, no trouble. This one, there's my crinkle page. Every Cambridge has to have a crinkle page. To fix that, just put some book repair tape and get one of those bone handle things. That's its official name, a bone handle thing. Put the tape on here, and then you know, I have several Bibles that I've repaired with that, and it's no trouble at all. But this one is a red letter edition, just to show you what the red looks like. And there's the red. I'll show you how it compares with the turquoise red. Both look really nice. And there's the turquoise red. I'll zoom so you can see. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining here. So there's how the two compare. Both are excellent. I love both Bibles. Now there is an advantage, like I said a minute ago, of the Concord. One advantage is that it is available in both black letter and red letter, whereas currently the turquoise from Cambridge is not. Another advantage is that you can get the Concord in a personal size, and it's also red letter. So if you wanted something just a little bit smaller to carry around, you can. And it's also available in wide margin. Now the wide margin is only available in black letter, but that's a wide margin edition there. So this one is 8-point font, this one is 9-point font, and this one is a 7-point font. Hang on, we'll see all three together here. That's kind of a large Bible, but it's excellent for preaching, if you're okay with preaching with a little bit smaller font. It's excellent for study. Beautiful Bible for study. That's 38 GSM paper. That is excellent paper for making notes. It's made for writing, so I mean, that's what it's made for. The advantage in this one also is that you have the same glossary and concordance. Of course, here you can add your own entries or definitions or whatever. And then in the very back here, you've got an index to your notes, and then lined paper. This one does not have a concordance, and then you have the maps. And these maps match this one, or very closely. This one is an older edition, so its maps are going to be the older style. That's the black and white index, and so there's a little bit different maps. Still nice maps though. But there's the Concord versus, get these out of the way, Concord versus the turquoise. Now, which would I choose? If I could only have one, if I didn't need a large print, I'd take the Concord. The reason is because it does have the dictionary, it does have the glossary, it does have a nice bold font, and it's readable because it doesn't have all the call-outs in there. Of course, some would see that as a negative. I see that as a positive. So I don't say something as a positive or a negative in that case, because that's just, you know, that's opinion. That's completely your opinion. I would never argue with anyone on whether that's good or bad. It's completely what you like. But I would take the Concord if I could only have one, as long as I didn't need a larger font. If I did need a slightly larger font, I have no issues carrying this one around. It's not that heavy. It's not that big. You can see how they compare here. Not that big of a difference. It is a difference, obviously, but not such a huge difference that I would not carry this. I've carried this a lot, and I like it a lot. One of my favorite Bibles ever. So I'll post some links in the notes so you can take a look at them. Both are well made Bibles. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try to get the best answer I can. Thanks.